be the grams of sugar in some drinks. So we have Coke. So this is going to be the drink, and this is going to be the grams of sugar. So let's say Coke has 28 grams. Let's say we have Dr. Pepper, and Dr. Pepper has 32 grams of sugar. Then we have Sprite, and Sprite only has 17. We have water. Water has no sugar. We have orange soda, and the orange soda has 23. Let's say I had Pepsi, and Pepsi also has 28. And then we have pineapple soda, and that pineapple soda has 25. So the first thing that we're going to look for is we're going to try to find the mean. Well, for the mean, remember you have to add them all and then divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. By 7 because there's 7 numbers. Of course, it's not going to be big enough, but let's do this. 28 plus 32 plus 17 plus 0 plus 23 plus 28 plus 25 divided by 7. So let me open up Desmos and let's add the numbers. So I have 28 plus 32 plus 17 plus 0 plus 23 plus 28 plus 25, and I get 153. I'm going to do 153 divided by 7, which gives me 21.85, right? So it was 153 divided by 7, which approximately is 21.857. So we're going to round this into 21.1 just to make things easy. So that's my mean. For my median, please remember to put them in order from smallest to greatest. 0, 17, 23, 25, 28, 28, and 32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just making sure. So if I look at this, I am looking for the middle number, which is 27. For the mode, it is the one that repeats the most. And the number that repeats the most is 28 because it happens twice. So the question like this on your midterm is going to be worth about 16 points. So make sure you do what you can. Then we go into standard deviation. And in standard deviation, they want us to find x, which is your data. Then we need to do x minus my mean. And then we're going to have to do x minus mean squared. And remember, this is your mean. This is that number. So my data is 0, 17, 23, 25, 28, 28, and 32. 0 minus 21.9. 0 minus 7. Oh, that's not 0. That's 17. 17 minus 21.9. 23 minus 21.9. 25 minus 21.9. 28 minus 21.9. 28 minus 20. 21.9, 32 minus 21.9. So what we're looking for here, this is for your standard deviation. So this is your standard deviation. That's what we're doing. The data, which was the numbers, we're subtracting them. Then we need to, let me see if I could make this work. Okay, there it is. If I do 0 minus, clear, 0 minus 21.9, I get negative 21.9, but I need to square it. So when I square that, my answer squared, I get 479.61. 17, oops, that's it for that one. 17 minus 21.9, negative 4.9, and then I have to square it. So my answer squared is 24.01. 23 minus 21.9 is 1.1. We square it. The answer squared 1.21. 25 minus 21.9, and once again 25 minus 21.9, 3.1, and 3.1 squared is 9.61. And then we have 28 minus 21.9, and we get 6.1. And 6.1 squared is 37.21. And this one's going to be exactly the same answer. And then the last one is 32 minus 21.9, which is 10.1. We square it. The answer squared, and I get 102.01. So what I have to do next is add all these. We need to find the total. So I have 479.61 plus 24.01 plus 1.21. The one, there it is. 9.61. 37.21 plus 37.21 plus 102.01. So when I get that total, I get a total of 690.87. Now let's remember what the formula for standard deviation is, which is the standard deviation is the square root of the sum of these divided by n minus 6. So when I look at this, I get the standard deviation. The sum of that is this number, 690.87, minus numbers at 7. So that tells me that there is 6. And then we put this into the calculator to get the estimation of standard deviation. So I have the square root of a fraction of 690.87 divided by 6. So my standard deviation is 10.73. That would be your standard deviation. Look at this, and if something doesn't make sense, let me know, but it's the closest thing to your test. Now, after this, so let's say you found mean, median, mode, found the standard deviation. Now they want us to find that 5-number summary. 5-number summary. Now that 5-number summary, once again, it's off of numbers that were given to us, but I'm going to go ahead and rewrite them. Now, I need a minimum. I need Q1, Q2, Q3, and I need my max. Keep in mind your Q2 is the same thing as the median. So I already said my median is 25. That leaves us with 3 numbers here, 3 numbers here. This is your Q2. This is also your median. I need to find my Q1 here and my Q3 here. But keep this in mind. The number, if you have more than one number in the middle, you have to add them and divide by 2. But for this one, that's my Q1 and that's my 28. 28 will be my Q3 because we're looking for the middle number. My minimum number is 0. My max is 32. Then they're going to ask us to do a box and whisker. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So we're going to start off with the center, which is 25. This is the middle. Then we're going to go to 17, which is about here, to make this side of the box. And then I'm going to go to 28, which is about here, to make the other side. And then 17, 0, and 32. So this is your box and whisker for this problem. So this problem itself, once again, is worth a total of 16 points. If you're able to do mean, median, mode, the 5-number series summary along with the box and whisker, you should be able to do that. Keep in mind you're allowed to use a calculator. Another thing that I saw while grading your first test is, do you understand the difference between a histogram and a bar graph? When they give you information, and most of you all did the graphing perfectly, but it was just, or like drawing the bars. But basically is when they give you information, let's just say age and height, and they give you a table. Please understand this is your X and this is your Y. So when you number your histogram or your bar graph, your age is going to go here and your height is going to go here. Now, they might give you from 0 to 1 year and so on. Please understand you're going to do little divisions. You're going to do a histogram. Now, look at this. And then look at this. Biggest thing, there is no for a histogram, no space. For a bar graph, you need space. What space am I talking about here? This space in between each one, that's what makes it a bar graph. No space, that's what makes it a histogram. So for right now, look at these 2 questions, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you. Let's say that you are to draw a single card. From a deck. So let's keep in mind a deck is 52 cards. Now, what is the probability that you get a 3? Well, how many 3s are there? 4 out of how many? 52. This reduces to 1 over 13. But what if I want another probability of red? Well, how many red cards are there? 26 out of 52. That is 1/2. What if I'm looking for the probability of a card less than 6, including aces? So this would mean the probability of getting the ace, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. It's because these are my cards below 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But remember, I have 5 hearts, 5 diamonds, 5 clovers, and 5 spades. So that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 5, 5 times 4 is 20. My bad. 5, 5, 5, and 5. This reduces, and I'm going to reduce by half. Half of 20, 10, half of 52, 26. I can still reduce this. Half of 10, 5, half of 26, 13. So my answer would be 5 over 13. 8. They're going to give you a growth model. And they're going to give you something like this. P of t equals 12,000 over 1 plus 11e, the negative 0.2 t. And they're going to ask you a couple of questions. First question is, do you know what is the carry capacity? The carry capacity is always going to be whatever number is on top. That's what it is. Now, part B is going to ask you to find the initial. In order to find that, I have to find the initial at 0 time. So I would have to calculate this and put it into the calculator in order for me to be able to figure out what it is. So for t, we're going to put 0. Now I'm going to minimize this, come over here, we have a fraction, 12,000 on top, and the bottom it is 1 plus 11. The e function is here. I need parentheses, negative 0.2 times 0, close parentheses, and it says it's 1,000. So my initial population is 1,000, and the capacity is 12. Now the last part of this question is what will the population be in 20 years? So what is it going to be in 20 years? In order to figure that out, I'm going to do P of 20, which is 12,000 over 1 plus 11e, negative 0.2 times 20. So instead of having a 0 here, I need to have a 20. And it says it's 9,987.75. If we had to round, 9,988. I'm going to continue with the review. So the first part of the review has been questions that were part of the midterm, part of the first exam. So now I'm going to go over questions that are part of the exam 2 that you should have already finished, and will be part of your final. So they tell you, suppose that you have, you're going to invest $5,000 at a 4.7 compounded quarterly, and we have a for 10 years. So the formula, and maybe they're using different letters, but it's this one here. This is the amount that we're investing, which is 5,000. And then our percent as a decimal, 0.047 over quarterly, which means 4 to the power of 4 times 10. So I am going to open up. Maybe I could close this, make this a little bit smaller so we can see both things, kind of, sort of. So I have 5,000. And then we have parentheses 1 plus 0.047, 4, close parentheses to the power of 4 times 10. Make sure that you put this in parentheses. If not, it's going to not calculate correctly. So my answer is 7,978 with 8 cents. So that would be my answer, just double checking I input everything correctly, and I did. So that's how you would work on that problem right there. Now, the next question is they're asking you to solve the quadratic. And I'm just going to number this number 2. And they give you, I'm sorry, that's not it. It's this one. 5x squared minus 6x minus 8 is equal to 0. You should know A is your first number, which is 5. B is the negative 6. And C is a negative 8. The formula is x equals negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So please make sure that you replace all the variables. So then I get x equals negative b plus minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times 5. So negative negative becomes a positive 6. Negative 6 squared is 36. 4 times 5 is 20. Times 8 is a positive 160 over 10. 6 plus minus 196 over 10. 6 plus minus 14 over 10. So 6 plus 14 over 10, 20 over 10 equals to 2. 6 minus 14 over 10, negative 8 over 10, it's a negative 4 over 5. So these here are your solutions to this problem. Make sure you know definitions, the ones that are like rotation, reflection, translation. They're also part of your exam too. All right, the next problem is going to be worth 24 points. So you guys need to understand how to do this because it's a biggie. The plurality method. I can't even say it. But this, you're looking for who has first places. So I'm going to put A, B, C, and D. And then I have, 8 has 8. A has 7. B has 5. B has 5. C has 4. C has 3. D has, then we add them and we have 15, 10, 7, and 4. Who has the most? A. So then my answer is A for that one. Okay. Then when we have to go into the Borda count method, so Borda count method. And I'm going to go ahead and copy it again just because be on the safe side. Let's see if it allows me to. I just need to fix it. Hold on. There it is. Okay, so for this one, this is where we know that points, like this is 4, this is 3, this is 2, this is 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is your question from the quiz. So I'm going to have A, B, C, and D. So the first one is worth 8. So I'm going to put an 8 on each one. And then I looked, A is 4, B is 3, C is 2, D is 1. Then we had 7. And then I had A is 4, C is 3, B is 2, D is 1. Then we had 5. And then we had B is 4, C is 3, D is 2, and A is 1. And then we have 5 again. Then I have C is 4, B is 3, D is 2, and A is 1 again. And then we have 3. And then I have C is 4, B is 3, A is 2, D is 1. Four is D, 3 is C, A, and 1. So this is just 1. D is 4, 3 is C, 2, and 1. And then you're supposed to multiply. So I'm going to relabel here A, B, C, and D and try to do the multiplication and the addition so we could be able to add easier. That's 32 plus 28 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6 plus 6 plus 1. And then I have 24 plus 14 plus 20 plus 15 plus 9 plus 3 plus 2. 16 plus 21 plus 15 plus 20. So I am just multiplying these numbers and writing them here. 8 plus 7 plus 10 plus 10 plus 3 plus 12 plus 4. So I'm gonna minimize this. Look for decimals. Let me minimize that. So 32 plus 28 plus 10 plus 12 plus 1 gives us 83. And I have 24 plus 14 plus 20 plus 15 plus 9 plus 5. It's 87. 16 plus 21 plus 15 plus 20 plus 12 plus 9 plus 3. 96. 15 from the 8 and the 7. 20 from 10 and 10. 15 from 3 and 12 plus 4. It's 54. So who had the most votes here for the Borda count method? It is definitely C. And then we have to do now something similar, but the plurality elimination. Sorry. Now that one, the way it goes is you're just looking for the first place. So we look at it now, and when I see A, B, C, and D, and it goes back to the first one. So A has 15, B has 10, C has 7, and D has 4. Whoever has the least, which is D, you eliminate it all through. And then you basically rewrite this. 8, 7, 5, 5, 4, 3, 3, 1. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to move that 4 over. So now I have A, B, C, A, C, B, B, C, A, B, C, A, C, B, A, C, B, A, C, A, B, and C, B, A. Okay, so now that I've done this, we're going to do this A, B, C, and there's no D. D count. So A has 15, B has 10 right there, C has 7 plus 4, which is 11. So all we did is just rewrite them CBA, CBA, CAB, CBA without the D. But now we have to cross out B. Here we cross out D because that's the one that has the least. So I'm going to cut out D, B, 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 and B. So then I'm going to rewrite this 8, 7, 5, 5, 4, 3, 3, 1. And I have AC, AC, CA, 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 CA. Then I look at this and it says A has 15. And then I look at C, and that one has 10 plus 11, which is 21. So who has least? That one. So who's the winner? C. Alrighty. And then the last one, you have to compare your A, B's, and C's and D's. So for D, which is the pairwise, let me add it here one more time. So pairwise is you're going to pair one with the other, and you're going to be comparing AB and see who has more votes between A and B. So A wins here, so there's 8. A wins here, so there's 7. B wins here, so they get 5. B wins here, so there's 5. B wins here, so there's 4. B wins here, so there is 3. A wins here between the A and the B, so that's 3. And then B wins here, so that is 1. So I have 15, 16, 17, 18. I have 10, 18. So this is a tie. $10, 17. So that's a tie. So nobody gets a point there. And then we look at A and C. So now we look at A and C. So A beats C. So there's 8. A beats C. So there's 7. C wins here. There's 5. C wins here. So there's 5. C wins here. So there's 4. C wins here. So there's 3. C wins here. So there's 3. And C wins here. So there's 1. So now there's 15 and 21. Sorry, equals. So here C wins, has 1 point. And then we have to compare A and D. So let's compare A and D. So A wins, D wins, D wins, D wins, A wins, D wins, and D wins. So here 15, 16, 17, 18, 10, 14, 15, 16, 18. It's a tie. So then nobody from there. And then I have B, C to do. B wins with 8. C wins here. B wins here. B wins here. C wins there. C wins here. C wins here. And C wins here. So this is 16, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Did I do this right? Sorry, this is 18 and 18. So this is another tie. So we really can't do anything there. Now let's look at BD. Let me just erase everything here. B and D. So B wins here, there's 8. B wins here, there's 7. B wins here, there's 5. B wins here, there's 5. B wins here, B wins here. So 4, 3. So it looks like B's going to win all the way through. 3 plus 1. So here, B has 1. And then we have CD. Between C and D. So C wins here. C wins here. D wins here. C wins here. C wins here. C wins there. D wins here. So C wins here. So who's the one that wins? It's going to be C. So use these notes to help you for the test. Of course, it's going to be some vocabulary. I would look at all the old matching and vocabulary from your old test. And we're going to go from there. Good luck on your final. Okay, a little correction on part B here. First of all, I forgot to put all these, so I went ahead and I put them here. And then this was 5 times 4, and it should have been C. That should have been a 15. So we have to be extremely careful because you see I was already messing up right there big time. So this should be 20 and this should be 15. So I am going to minimize this one more time, go to Desmos, minimize. The numbers should kind of be there, just double check and add the new one and just check the addition. 32, 28, 5, 5, that was a 10. And then we add the 4 for that one. And it should be, give me 1 second, should be 87. Okay. And then this one, 24, this should have been a 20. And we have 9 and then the 5 and then the last 12 for that 4 times 3. So this is really supposed to be 104. And then I have 16, 21. This 20 was supposed to be a 15. But then I'm supposed to add that 4, which is a 16. 1 second. So looking at the C's, and we can make this bigger, just double checking. And 8 times 2, 7 times 3, 5 times, you see, this is supposed to be a 2. And then this guy was supposed to be a 3. So this was supposed to be 10, and this was supposed to be 15. And then 5 times 2, 5 times 3, 4 times 4, which is here, 3 times 4, 3 times 3, and 1 times 3. All right, let me minimize this. 16, 21, 10, 15, 12, 9, and 16. That is 102. So here is 102. And then the bottom, it was 15 plus 25 for these two, plus 15 plus 4 plus 8. That is 67. But when I look at this, the winner is actually B. So be careful. I would always just go and double check. I do apologize for that mistake, but there it is.